Minister Lavrov has stated that any revisions of the Ukraine peace plan must reflect the understanding reached between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump at their Alaska summit back in August. Speaking at a news conference, he also cautioned that Moscow would view the situation differently if the next version of the peace plan does not align with the previous Alaska discussions. Let's listen in on his comments.
Положение плана Трампа основывается на пониманиях, достигнутых в Анкоридже на российско-американской встрече в Верхах в августе нынешнего года. И эти принципы в целом в плане отражены. У нас есть каналы общения с американскими коллегами, они задействуются, и мы от них ожидаем той версии, которую они сочтут как промежуточную с точки зрения завершения фазы согласования этого текста с европейцами и с украинцами. Тогда мы будем смотреть, потому что если там будет выморан дух и буква Анкориджа по тем ключевым пониманиям, которые мы зафиксировали, то, конечно, это будет принципиально другой ситуация.
Moreover, the Russian Foreign Minister has confirmed that Russia supported the initial US proposal and is now waiting for an updated interim draft after the US complete its consultations with Ukraine and Europe. Now, according to him, Russia maintains professional diplomatic channels of communications with the United States and does not intend to leak information until final agreements are reached. Regarding Europe, Lavrov has said that many Western leaders allegedly engage in leaks, speculation, and rumors which aim to undermine the Trump administration's peace plan initiative, particularly those parts reflecting the Alaska Agreement. Let's listen in to his remarks about Europe.
Ключевые положения плана Трампа основываются на пониманиях, достигнутых в Анкоридже на российско-американской встрече в Верхах в августе нынешнего года. И эти принципы в целом в плане отражены. У нас есть каналы общения с американскими коллегами, они задействуются, и мы от них ожидаем той версии, которую они сочтут как промежуточную с точки зрения завершения фазы согласования этого текста с европейцами и с украинцами. Тогда мы будем смотреть, потому что если там будет выморан дух и буква Анкориджа по тем ключевым пониманиям, которые мы зафиксировали, то, конечно, это будет принципиально другой ситуация.
And David K. Johnston, who's an American author, is joining us live from New York. Extend a very warm welcome to you, David, and thank you for joining us here on NewsX World. Now, do you think that the amended peace plan from the original 28-point draft proposal, is it likely to be rejected by the Russian side if it does not meet with its requirements?
Well, this is a plan drawn up by the Russians, and from the point of view of the Kremlin, this was a brilliant act of disinformation and bamboozling the Trump administration. Donald Trump has made comments making clear that he thinks that the United States drew up this plan. It's a Russian plan. It gives Ukrainian territory the Russians have been unable to conquer over to the Russians. And so adopting this would be equal to Neville Chamberlain's leading Europe in giving Hitler part of Czechoslovakia back in 1938. It is an astonishing development that the Trump administration doesn't recognize what it is, and I'll be quite shocked if it is forced upon the Ukrainian people who have suffered so much from the invasion of their country by Russia.
All right, now there is a sentiment that the peace plan that's being proposed and drafted, Russia has made really maximalist demands. Can you emphasize on some of those and how Ukraine is largely being sidelined?
Well, yeah, Ukraine has had nothing to do with developing this plan. The entire Donbass area, which has a lot of ethnic Russians and Russian speakers rather than Ukrainian speakers, would be ceded to the Kremlin. The size of the military that Ukraine can have would be shrunk, which means in the future were Russia to come back, as I think is more than reasonable to expect, they would be even less capable of defending themselves than they have been for the last nearly 4 years. It would bar membership in NATO forever for Ukraine. So this is entirely a plan for Russian domination and to help Putin address a problem that his army is so bad he cannot defeat the Ukrainians.
All right, requested to stay on with us, David, as I have some more breaking news input coming in from Romania now, where Romania's defense minister has called a recent Russian drone incursion into Romanian airspace a new provocation after unmanned aircraft crashed on Romanian soil. Now, the incident has come as Bucharest deployed fighter jets following a night of Russian strikes on neighboring Ukraine. A Russian drone also crashed in Moldova, another country that has experienced repeated airspace violations since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Listen in to what officials had to say first.
O incursiune a unei drone rusești, o nouă provocare a Rusiei la adresa României, o dronă pe care armata română și eurofighterele germane au încercat să o dea jos. În final, tocmai mai devreme am primit informația că au găsit o dronă căzută, probabil acea dronă este, o să văd raportul misiunii în curând. O să-mi întrerup această activitate astăzi aici și o să plec înapoi la București. Cu un minut înainte am vorbit la telefon, am primit un mesaj, am vorbit la telefon și am primit informația că a fost găsită o dronă picată în vas lui. Foarte probabil, uitându-ne la ce se întâmplă, este acea dronă pe care au încercat să o dea jos avioanele, care s-a prăbușit singură, nu au tras în ea și probabil a rămas, ori a pierdut comanda, ori a rămas fără combustibil, zburat de ceva vreme.
Romania is exceptionally important to us for all the reasons the minister has just highlighted. We've already started the development of capability to do exactly what we know we need to do as an alliance, the U.S. being one of those 32 members, to make sure that these drones do not violate their airspace. As an alliance and as the United States, Romania will always be the central feature of this part of the alliance, and that the entire alliance and the U.S. is committed to it.
Let's now bring back David K. Johnston, who's an American author, joining us live from New York on this discussion. David, now it was only last week that Romania had scrambled several fighter jets over a drone incursion, and Moldova had also summoned a Russian ambassador over it, and it's now a repetition of that. So clearly no action is achieving the result that it intends to. Where is this going from here on?
Well, I think you're going to continue to see Russian military incursions in Europe, just as we've seen in Poland and elsewhere. Vladimir Putin has been clear for more than a quarter of a century that he wants to put back under the thumb of the Kremlin what were formerly the satellites of the old Soviet Union, and that he is a threat to the rest of Europe. And everyone involved seems to clearly recognize this problem except one man, Donald Trump.
All right. Well, I'll leave it at that for now, David, and thank you for joining us here on NewsX.